it's important. But
sorry, Doug, we got some breaking news happening over in the newsroom we got to get to.
With Alert Day coverage now, this is Wave News.
We want to get to some breaking news that we're following here in our newsroom. Extreme flooding in parts of Harrison County, Lanesville, Indiana, where folks are being forced to evacuate because of the high water there.
Deep rushing waters in that area right now. Lanesville just a little over a half hour here from downtown Louisville. Let's go to our reporter, Logan Perrone, who's on the scene to show us what he's found right now. Logan?
Well, Scott Meyer, we just got into Lanesville about 10 minutes ago. We're at Route 62, Tandy Road here. I want to show you. I'm on the bridge over top of where the water would normally be flowing, and it is taken out actually part of the road behind me in there. And I wanted to talk about something that I noticed immediately when we got here. These power lines are leaning just a little bit, and if we look into the water here, Grant, our photographer, is going to pan over to his right. You can see that there are lines in the water. Duke Energy confirmed that they are trying to get the power off, that these are live wires in this flood zone. So again, stay away from the flooding if you are in the area. We've seen a few people come through here that I've just been trying to see. Again, from has live lines in it. You can also see it covers Tandy Road all the way to the other side, and water just continues. I want to keep following me this way, Grant. It just continues all the way down as far as you can see down. Grant, I'll have you keep going if we can show. It just continues to go down into the park, all the way down into Lanesville. So again, we know Floyd County crews have at least 3 rescue boats that they have sent out, and again, we're going to be trying to follow, hear from people that are stopping by. We're going to try and get you some more information as it becomes available to us. But again, major flooding here, not that hard to tell. You can see the squads behind us doing their best. But guys, we'll send it back to you. We'll try to get more information just being out here.
All right, Logan, please be careful out there. And you can see just how quickly that water is moving. It almost looks like the Ohio River has taken over that area with the speed and the force that it's coming with.
It really does. There's the Blue River there. Ryan Hoke's joining us now from our meteorological team, and the Little Indian Creek, and they have to be beyond their banks unbelievably right
Yeah, it's
now.
a big problem out there. Guys, let's make sure we've got weather 2 behind me, max 2 behind me here. This is max 1 so that we can give you the latest. Of course, you'll see the rainfall totals here. Lanesville, 2.89 inches of rain there. Brian Good circling that for me here on max 1. Again, we need max 2 behind me. There we go. You'll see where we are when it comes to the rain right now. A lot of this is starting to ease. Southern Indiana is drying out, but you'll see rain continues through Shelbyville, Bardstown, just south and east of E-Town. E-Town's had about 3 inches of rain today, 3.76 to be exact here. Now, Louisville, the airport, 0.85. That's a big contrast, right? There's a lot of haves and have-nots here. A lot of the have-nots are in our northern 2 tiers of counties here. But let's zoom in. This is the problem zone. You see this red right here? There is an 8-inch flood report here. Of course, a rainfall total just south and west of Lanesville from a personal weather station. 8.39 is, I think, the total that was measured just since midnight today, just 1 mile south and west of Lanesville, a personal weather station there. The MSD rain sensor, which is a tipping bucket rain gauge, only has about 2.89 in it. So again, you go only a mile south and west of Lanesville, and you run into almost historic rainfall. Here in Louisville, about 1.45 downtown. That's from our own rain gauge here at the Wave Weather Garden. And you'll see, of course, 2.08, a little closer to the airport there. And it really thins out as you head east, about an inch out in J-Town so far today. Let's talk flooding reports. You see some reports of creek flooding down toward southern Bullock County and once again north and west of Taylorsville. Street flooding in East Louisville here. But if we advance this just a little bit more, you'll see that to the west of all of this, we are starting to dry out. So what's going to happen later today? Well, there is some potential, and you see a little bit of development here in central Illinois for additional thunderstorms. Now, that is not great news considering what we have been through today. What I do want to show you right now is the storm reports, so you can see the actual flooding reports from the National Weather Service here, and we call those LSRs local storm reports. And as these pop up, you'll see that we have quite a few of them. In fact, I can query each of these here and give you a sense of just what has been reported. Let's go out toward Lanesville, and you'll see that topmost report there. And this is going to be that personal weather station with the 8.38. They rounded it to 8.4 inches of rain. Again, this is about a mile south and west of Lanesville. You'll notice, of course, that's where we had some of the maximum of the rainfall just to the west of Louisville here. This missed Louisville by just a whisker here. Now, this is going to be right on the line between Floyd County and, of course, Harrison County, where we saw the most of the rainfall today. So let's push this forward a little bit. We talked about the storms trying to peak out a little bit there near Effingham, Illinois at this hour. Our forecast throughout the afternoon has another increase in storm chance late tonight. This is not good. We don't need more rain. Let's hope this rain aims toward areas that haven't seen as much flooding today, like southern Kentucky. Those folks could use a little rain. They're still in a drought down there. Our forecast rainfall over the next 18 hours or so looks like this. It does have some additional rains for southern Kentucky. Not quite as much in the most affected areas here from Lanesville over to Louisville. Again, Louisville has been hard hit too. We have seen at least 1 or 2 water rescues within the city today. One reported out near Shively, another one on East Broadway here just east of the station. But you'll notice near Evansville, they absolutely get inundated with another 5 to 7 inches of rainfall if this data is to be believed for the evening round of storms. So additional round of storms moving through here. We do have just this update in from the Storm Prediction Center, a 2 out of 5 slight risk of severe weather with that additional round of storms. Again, this will be late afternoon into the evening and overnight. So we're going to be here with you overnight tonight to make sure that these storms don't have any sort of damaging wind potential that we would have to watch for. With this slight risk, that 2 out of 5 now edging into our counties, that gives us pause for concern for the potential for, of course, that severe weather. Another look at the radar again here. You'll see, of course, that rain starting to move eastbound. Still watching for this development just to the west of Evansville and near Effingham, Illinois at this time. We'll continue updating the Wave Weather app, guys, hour by hour. Brian Good is live on our Wave Weather Now live stream. We, of course, are going to make sure that you have everything you need to know as we go throughout the remainder of the afternoon. And, of course, we've got our reporters fanned out across the field, especially in the Lanesville area, guys.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Unbelievable. About 8 inches of rain in 24 hours, causing immense flooding up there in the Lanesville area of Harrison County. It's about 20 miles northwest of downtown Louisville. This is a big agriculture community. They have the Heritage Fest every year. I've judged up there where they have the old tractors showing off their agricultural heritage. Of course, the crops will be damaged badly, but that's not the concern now. The main concern is, of course, people's safety, roadways being washed out, and then they'll look at the aftermath with all the impact it'll have in that area as well in the coming days, Myra.
And, Scott, with issues like this, people are either trying to evacuate from their homes or they're trapped in their homes, right? There's one or the other. Some people are going to their rooftops. They're trying to get to the highest level to be safe. We've also heard that there are first responders are sending in boats to help rescue people. But the big thing is this water, as you can see in this video, it's moving quickly. So it's very dangerous to be in it. So that's what folks need to avoid doing right now.
Or near it, because you don't know how much more it will rise. And this is a town that's a 700-foot elevation. If you've ever gone there off of 64, you kind of go down the hill in the valley to Lanesville, a town of a little over 900 residents. And again, when it falls that fast, as you said, Myra, I mean, sometimes you know the floodwaters are coming and it's gradual and you get warning.
Sure.
This was quick. In less than 24 hours, you get up today and that water is on top of you.
So it's unfortunately with the speed that it fell in the short amount of time, it didn't give folks enough time to really prepare for a plan to get out. And that's why first responders, they are heading out there. They're trying to help folks that are out there. Wave News reporter Logan Perone has been there giving us an incredible view of how quickly and how deep this water is. Logan, first, I hope that you are in a safe place, but tell us about what you're seeing out there. How bad is it?
It's pretty bad as you're going to get, really, Myra. I kind of wanted to, again, show you guys where I was standing. I was right here about 10 minutes ago and you guys came to me, and you can just see kind of where the roadway here has completely fallen into what I've learned is Little Indian Creek and Warts Creek. This is actually where they meet right here. So we're talking about all that rainfall that was unexpected and quick. This is the combination of two different waterways, one coming this way, one coming that way, and then of course going into downtown Lanesville. And then I also wanted to show you a little bit more of just kind of, I don't want to trip over it, all the debris that has washed up underneath the guardrail. This would otherwise not be here if it wasn't for the big floodwaters that had come in. And then again, if we just take a little bit of a peek over to my left here, you can see those power lines. Some of them looks like they're caught on some of this equipment. So again, fast-moving water, debris in the water, and then washed up onto the roadways. We see at least this road here is washed out partially on this side. And then again, those active power lines, dangerous in the water. Haven't heard from Duke Energy if they've gotten these off yet. And again, we'll continue to bring you updates as we get them out here. Myra?
All right, Logan, and we're just seeing also reports on social media that businesses in the area that were operating there are obviously closing because of the high floodwaters out there as well.
Yeah, and as Logan told us in his first report, that Duke Energy is actually going to shut off the power in some areas where it hasn't gone off because of the flooding, because there are power lines down. There's some danger associated with that. He said some of the power poles looked like they were leaning, and with that water, you can imagine the power, all the soil that's being washed away there. It'll be interesting to see if there's an impact even right to Main Street in Lanesville. We're going to get many more pictures up for you and, of course, give you reports from across the area. It is quite a mess in Lanesville, Indiana right now.
And folks, of course, told to stay away from the water. We did see people in Logan's live shot, folks, who want to see, take pictures. But the best thing to do is not be in that situation. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Do not drive through this water. We always see people who think that they can go through this water, and it ends up complicating matters for themselves and for first responders as well.
Sometimes they say, oh, it doesn't look that deep here, but they don't know the road's washed out underneath.
Yeah, and the roads have disappeared, right?
Optical illusion.
Exactly,
yes.
exactly.
And we've got some power outages, Myra. Let's take a look at what we're seeing so far. If you can pick up those numbers.
It looks like, I'm going to actually walk up to see because it's hard to see from this distance, but it looks like right now the total estimated customers without power is over 3,000, but they have over 1 million customers served in that area. So you can see a number of power outages that's happening because of this flooding.
Yeah, and as you talked about the power outages, the people there that don't have power, you can imagine that patrols are there blocking roadways going in because no one would want to enter that area right now. Ryan Hoke, you've got the latest on this incredible amount of rainfall, and you guys were telling us it's going to be kind of spotty. You might get a lot. Yeah, you might want to water your lawn, and it's one of those just burst situations for certain areas.
Right, we serve 34 counties, and it's only about 3 or 4 that have really been impacted by this. So an isolated flash flooding event. We were talking about power outages. Just to give you a little bit more of a granular sense of what's going on here in Louisville, about 2,800 customers without power. That's just under 1% of customers served here in the Louisville area without power. Let's go to Washington County, Kentucky, also lighting up on the map. About 59 customers without power there. That's just under 1% for that way down that way. Now, of course, let's get you to Harrison County. Now, this data sometimes takes about 20 minutes to update. Right now, it's got about 10 customers out. I have a feeling that is going to bloom given the news of the power, of course, utilities trying to get everything under control in the Lanesville area. Floyd County would also be very close to that. Right now, about 3 customers out. These numbers will continue to evolve as we go through this event. If you haven't seen the radar lately, this is what it looks like. Again, the areas most affected by the flash flooding today, now seeing little to no additional rainfall. That's good. Let's get this stuff soaked into the ground even deeper. Let's get this in the creeks and streams and run this stuff off. That was too much rain in too little time. We still do have some thunderstorms down south toward Lebanon. In fact, I'm going to stop the radar and give you a little bit more of a sense of where that is down that way. That's going to be in our central Kentucky counties. Let's zoom on in and you'll see, of course, that's near Lebanon. And once again, southern LaRue County, northwest Taylor County, Kentucky. This is going to be north and west of Campbellsville, near Attila, Kentucky. This is all moving to the east and southeast. east. So Campbellsville, Merrimack, areas a little bit closer to the northern suburbs of Greensburg. You guys may get clipped by this. This is going to be nothing like what they have seen out in areas near Lanesville here over the last few hours. Nothing like that at all. Let's zoom on up here as we continue with the radar tour. Steady rains in Shepherdsville, steady rains in J-Town and Eastwood near Middletown at this point. Starting to see some drier time building in near Portland, downtown, Shively, and then once again as you make your way toward Lanesville, areas near Galena, Indiana, and Floyd's Knobs, New Salisbury, and then over toward, of course, Corydon. The flash flood warning that you see here with this green polygon, that's going to continue for quite some time here. In fact, we can put a query on this and tell you exactly when that's going to end, and you'll see, of course, it's going to be a little bit later this afternoon that we see that there, 1:30 p.m. That is 304,000 residents inside of that flash flood warning here. That does include parts of Floyd, Harrison, and Jefferson counties. Yes, the Louisville metro area as well. So let's take you on a little bit of a tour of the forecast here. What do we expect as we go throughout tonight? Well, we are expecting some additional flooding in places. This, again, may be an isolated flood event. Evansville may be a place that's a little bit more affected than our area. We'll see how that works out. You see, of course, the flooding reports all the way from eastern Jefferson County to Lanesville down toward Radcliffe. Once again, just north and east of Bardstown here. Rainfall totals have been impressive here, between 2 and 4 inches to our south, up to 8 inches of rain, 8.4-ish now, just south and west of Lanesville by a mile from a personal weather station down that way. Our rain chance forecast has this lull that we're kind of in now through about 4 o'clock. Then we start to see an increase in that rain chance back up to 60%. As these thunderstorms continue to blossom again tonight. Additional thunderstorms will be greeting us as we head toward midnight. Additional flooding concerns are on the table. This is Futurecast. Wanted to show you this hot off the press. This is 4 o'clock this afternoon. Additional thunderstorms possible in southern Kentucky. Again, the flood threat may be shifting. It won't be in the same place it has been today. It may shift a little west and a little south of the city of Louisville, the way things are looking right now. Additional thunderstorms. These would be brand new, forming right around sunset, would try to move in as we head throughout late tonight. After midnight or so, still could see some additional flooding, guys. We're going to keep an eye on the data today and, of course, have the Wave Weather app. We'll send you those custom push notifications as we know a lot more heading through the afternoon, guys.
All right, Ryan, thank you so much. If you are experiencing that flooding, the thing that you want to do at home is go to the highest level of your home or your building. Avoid those ditches because you can't really tell how deep they are at this point. Don't go in your basement. And also, the roof is your last resort. But if that's where you need to go to get some safety, that's where you should go.
Yeah, and we're even being told that there are boats out there now trying to rescue some people. We haven't heard of anybody that's been swept away by the waters as of now. And also Highway 62 is blocked at the Floyd County line, and that's because of the water. You'll see with Logan Perrone as he joins us live right now from Lanesville. Logan.
Yes, Scott, Myra, I'm with some folks from Georgetown, Ryan, Eli. They actually said that there's no problems up that way. They came down to see, what has gone on. And we were actually finally able to get them. If we can actually spin around really quick, Grant, I want to kind of show. This road here, Tandy Road, just cleared about 5 minutes ago when I talked to you. This is all underwater. So Wirtz Creek is starting to kind of fall back a little bit into its normal banks. Ryan and Eli, if I can, just kind of talk to me about what you guys saw coming down before you got stopped here where, again, this was impassable about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, the back roads were pretty clear for the most part. Some of the overpasses had some water on them, but if you go slow, you're fine. Nothing's too unsafe, but obviously the water seems to be receding pretty quickly. So we had a safe drive in. Obviously, if you don't need to be around here, don't come down. I would say it's getting better as minute by minute.
I was going to say, Eli, have you ever seen anything like this? This really happened quickly for most of us, and I don't know, it was a shock when we got down here. Have you ever seen anything like this, especially in this area?
No, not necessarily. I mean, there's been some heavy rain, but nothing like this much. Came down here to see the flood. We've had a little bit of rain here and there, like floods, but nothing like this, so it's kind of crazy.
And Ryan, I got to ask you as his dad, obviously you gave a little bit of advice there to any of the onlookers. We've seen some other people your age, Eli's. Kind of just give us that advice again for folks at home who are going to be seeing more of these floodwaters today. Yeah,
I mean, it's one of those situations. He's never experienced this, so come down here and show where you can and where you can't go or where you shouldn't go. So we didn't really encounter anything that was super unsafe, but if we would have, I would have shown him this is why you don't do this and stay away.
Yeah, we'll we'll leave it to the professionals.
Exactly. Leave it to the professionals.
Well, Scott, Myra, we'll send it back to you guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Logan. Of course, that extreme flooding there forcing evacuations. People are trying to get to a safer place as that heavy rainfall just fell so quickly, Scott, today.
Yeah. We know that, of course, that there are crews there helping people to rescue them right now up in Lanesville. Again, the town of about 900, just a half hour from Louisville in Indiana, is inundated with floodwaters right now with more than 8 inches of rain in the last 24 hours. Highway 62 blocked at Floyd County, and as of this point, we have not heard of any issues with people being swept away, but of course if that does become news, we'll break in and tell it to you, and of course we'll have the latest coming up today on Wave News.
And we will have a live update coming for you at Wave News at 3 o'clock, where we'll continue to bring you live reports, and of course follow us on social media and on our website to get the very latest on this massive flooding that's happened in Harrison County, Indiana. NBC News Daily is next.